parallel or perpendicular to another one? I think you can. So we're going to look at making some new equations here. So let's say I want to write the equation of the line parallel to y equals 5x plus 3 through the point 1, negative 2. Okay? So it's not enough to just say I need it parallel. I have to also give you a point that it goes through, because there's an infinite number of lines that could be parallel to one. So, okay, which specific one? Okay, we'll make it parallel and make sure that it hits this point too, and then we can do it. So first, based on what we've been talking about so far, what should be the slope of my new line? Somebody who's not answered yet. Standing taller will not make me call on you. What's the slope of my line need to be if it's going to be parallel to the one that I wrote right there? 5. Thank you. All right, so my new slope, I know m has to be 5. Okay, so I have a slope that I need, 5, and I have a point that it has to go through, 1, negative 2. So I need to somehow make an equation for that. Well, when you guys do slope-intercept form, you've probably seen this before. Y equals mx plus b, right? Should look familiar at this point. Well, you've looked at it before. Anyway, I already know the 5, so I can put the 5 in for m. So right now, this now becomes y equals 5x plus b. And what's the only thing that I need to know about that equation before I have a linear equation all done? Yeah, right. B, okay? So I don't have a b to just plug in right now, but what I do have is a point. And a point is x, y, right? So if I take x and y, put them in, I can solve for what I'm missing, right? Solve it for b. Okay? Got to do a little algebra there, but I think you can handle it. So let's plug in. So the 1, remember, like I said, this is x, this is y. So 1 goes in for x. Negative 2 goes in for y, so I've got negative 2 equals 5 times 1 plus b. All right, so if I multiply 5 times 1, that's 5. Subtract it to the other side. What's b have to be here then? Negative 7. Yeah, negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. All right, so now I do have the b that I need. So now I've got y equals 5x. That's with the m in there. And then with the b, minus 7. Boom, done. Got it. There's that equation. Okay? Like I said, you algebra people would probably be a little happier today. All right, this is the kind of the algebra stuff we're doing here. Now, I'm going to change something here real quick. We're going to do another example. The only thing that I'm going to change is I want an equation not of a line parallel, but perpendicular. Repeat with perpendicular instead, and let's see what changes. I won't. That's what you think. No. All right. So repeat perpendicular this time. Okay. So it still has to go through the same point. Still looking at the same equation of that first line, but now I want it to be perpendicular. So what's the only thing that's going to change in my setup? Yes. Slope. And what will my slope be this time? Somebody has not answered yet. You all have. You have. Tiara has. That's true. Oh, yeah, go for it. It's going to be that negative reciprocal. So for this one, what should it be? If the original slope was 5. What's the new slope have to be then if it was 5 before? There you go. Negative 1/5. Okay? So the rest of the process is exactly the same though, right? I got a slope. I got a point. Still 1, negative 2. I'm using that same point this time. Okay, so remember this point is my x and my y. So if I start with y equals negative 1/5 x plus b, I can still plug these in and then get my slope. So y is negative 2, x is 1, and now I got to solve that for b. Oh, now we got a little fraction work here, but I think we can handle that. So negative 2, and then we have to add 1/5 to negative 2. So let's do a little common denominator work here. We got to put them both over 5. So if it's negative 2, it would be what over 5? Negative 10. Because 10 over 5 is 2. Okay, now it's going to probably look a little easier. If you add or subtract fractions, remember the denominator stays the same, the numerator you add or subtract. So I need to add 1/5 to the other side. So what is negative 10 plus 1? Yes. Okay, so it's negative 9 over 5. So now I can dump that into the equation too. So I've got y equals negative 1/5 x minus 9/5. Got it. There's my perpendicular line. Okay. And that's it. That's all the stuff that I am going to expect of you out of this stuff. Okay? Identifying parallel and perpendicular and then making equations with it too. Okay? All right. Let's get to work.